So today I wanted to have a look at my BFT Roots rod that I've been using for a long time now. 160 gram, 6'7", designed by Jimmy Lindahl, and it's a jerkbait rod designed for casting jerkbaits. 160 gram. You can cast a low that's 50 gram, no problem, but designed for, you know, that 100 gram plus. Mostly for jerkbaits. That's the design of it. So that's why it's shorter, 6'7". But you can get away with using big soft plastics things. I use, you know, things like big reel eels and things like that. I'm still using pig shads, that sort of stuff. Some of you know the story. I actually brought this rod, which we're a bit gutted by, and that's not a fault of the rod. It was in the rod holder in the boat, and I fell over and fell on the rod, and it basically just snapped there. I've done a bit of a bodge job repair. I'm not a rod repairer, but I've done a bodge job. I didn't go for the fancy neat look. I've left the rough cork just to make it a bit of a reminder of what actually happened. It's got a bit of character. And you saw me on the recent island videos. I'm using this still. I used it all through winter, or most of winter, with a broken rod, and like I say, I repaired it, and it's still working, still doing a good job. Although in the back of my head, I've always got that nagging doubt that one day it'll give on me just because of my own bodge job. But it's done a great job. So if you're after a rod, BFT Roots, 160 gram. If it's in your tackle shops, get it. It's perfect. However, thanks to Low Lounge and Martin, I've now got the new Generation 2 BFT Roots. So it's BFT Roots G2, exactly the same in specs. It's 6'7", 160 gram. Jimmy Lindahl's design, his second generation 2 rod. Obviously it looks newer. You've got a couple of differences straight away. The old Roots is black, the new Roots is like a greeny colour. Another big difference straight away. Full cork handle on the old Roots, and on this one you haven't. So it's a bit of a design preference for some people. I do actually like that. That's looks quite tarty. You know me, I am a tarty angler. It's nice. They've both got Fuji reel seat and Fuji guides. Fuji guides have done a good job. Fuji reel seat's done a good job. Locking screw, plastic. I mean, plastic's not always the best, but there's no wrong with that. The old one, nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you get a little bit of muck underneath and just need a little bit of a clean out every now and again, but that's all you really get. I suppose they could break, but I've never ever had that happen to me. But yeah, as for the rod, it looks nice. It looks better, but I'm not really one for looks, to be honest. That's why I fish with Adi. But looks and feels, you know, I'm sorry, it feels exactly the same. Looks different. You know, that's solid. That's got a good bit of a bend in it. I've not used it, so I can't give you a review on how good it is, but I've full confidence that it's exactly the same. I've cast my lows, I've cast my jerk baits, my big cobs, and I've cast a big reel eel. It's whatever, I don't know how many grams that is, 100 and stupid grams, and it casts those again. So it'll be exactly the same. This will be the rod I'll be using for my pike fishing. Probably even use it frogging, that sort of thing. But you know, my pike fishing, big lows, that's what I'll use it for. So if you're looking for a rod, it is a £175 rod. It's not one of these cheap ones, but then not everybody's after a cheap rod. So I've already been asked loads of questions about this, so that's why I wanted to do a quick, not a review, but a quick look at it, so you could see what it's like. Exactly the same. It's, like I say, this one's 6'7", so slightly longer than my old Roots, which is now a couple of inches shorter. The Roots does come in a few types, but the one that Low Lounge stocks is this one, the 6'7", 160 gram. But the actual Roots G2 does come in a few versions. So if you were looking for something slightly different, do have a look round, and you know, speak to Martin, he might be able to get you a different one. But this is the one that I use, or I'll be using. Real nice rod. Looks great. Taking the plastic off the cork. A lot of you, I don't know why, like to keep plastic on your cork. That's what happens to a rod that gets used. Your cork gets slightly dirty. you leave your plastic on and you just get like a water seeping down it and it just looks awful. I don't know why people do that. So just take it off, let your rod get a bit of character, get some grime on it. It means you've been fishing, bit of slime on it and that. Your cork will fine. You only have to wash it with soap and water and it'll come clean again. Give it a sand down if you're really that bothered. But one thing you've got with these jerkbait rods, and it's a preference thing, this section of butt, some people like to have a small section, a shorter section, some people like to have a long section. That is a preference thing. And you'll see the length of it is pretty much goes to your elbow. It goes even just a little bit past on me. But that's a good size. Some people find is that if you have it too long here, it gets caught here on your coat and things like that when you're moving your rod about, and it gets a bit annoying. So some people like to have a shorter book section, but the reason the rods come with a design with a longer book section, can't even say it, butt section. It gives you, when you're casting, you actually hold the bottom, and you basically more leverage, so you give it a massive cast compared to having a short book section. If you've got a short one here, you've not got as much leverage. So having a long one, and that's the whole idea of it. And the other one that I find is good to have a section that's stuck in there. I mean, you'll see some people fishing, they actually tuck it under their arm, especially musky fishermen. They have to often have a long book section, and they tuck it right under their arm, and they're really setting the hooks with a massive yank, and that's why they often stick it under there. But one good thing is that you've got that contact with your arm. No matter what position I am, I'm kind of. You can see how that movement there. I'm tucking that butt section under, and that helps you when you get a hit. You straight away you're connected, and you get a good solid lever to actually set the hooks as well. So that's the reason for the long butt. So if you don't like that, I would personally suggest persevering in it and getting used to a longer butt section, because it can be a big advantage for you. Like I say, both for casting distance and also that little bit of extra leverage when you're setting the hooks. There we have it. My new rod, which I'll be using from now on. BFT Roots Generation 2. It's just a new model from the old one I've been using for a long time. And that's it with me. I like to use gear that I can trust. You can see exactly the same reel on each rod. I do enjoy. I do prefer to fish with gear that I've got a bit of confidence in. So there's other rods out there, there's other reels out there, but that's what does it for me. So if you're looking for something and you're wondering what I've been using, there you go.